Over the past few weeks, social media has exploded with dreamy, pastel-toned portraits in the style of Studio Ghibli or selfies. Your pets, even historic scenes rendered like a Miyazaki film, but there's a catch. Many legal experts say this trend sits in a grey zone of copyright law. Today, we're diving deep into the question: is it legal to generate Ghibli-style images using AI? First, let's get some context. What does Ghibli-style even mean? It refers to the visual style popularized by Studio Ghibli films' soft color palettes, lush backgrounds, whimsical characters, expressive eyes, hand-drawn aesthetic. That style has become iconic, and people are now asking AI tools to render me in Ghibli style. AI models like DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, or GPT-4o's image features are trained on massive datasets, which include many images from the internets, of which may be copyrighted works. These models learn patterns, shapes, color schemes, brush strokes, line art style, etc. When given a prompt like Ghibli-style portrait, the AI reconstructs a new image combining those learned patterns, not by copying one specific frame, but by generating something novel in theory. But that's where the tension begins. How novel is it, and is copying style itself infringing? Let's define a few key legal ideas you need to understand. Copyright protects expression, not ideas or style. In most jurisdictions, copyright law protects specific works, images, characters, illustrations, not the general style of an artist or studio. You can't copyright a dreamy anime style in broad terms. But when does imitation become too close? A derivative works. If an AI-generated image is so similar to an existing copyrighted work that it is a transformation or adaptation of it, then it could be legally considered a derivative work requiring permission from the original rights holder. In the US, this is called a derivative work. To prove infringement, a plaintiff often must show the infringing image had access, i.e., the AI model had used the original work in training and that the output is substantially similar to the original. Some AI companies argue their outputs are sufficiently transformed to avoid that. Now, let's look at how this is playing out in the real world. OpenAI and Ghiblification. OpenAI's new image tools have allowed users to generate Ghibli-style images. Some versions of the tool refused such prompts, citing content policy restrictions. But newer ones permit studio-style emulation. The distinction: OpenAI says it blocks generation in the style of individual living artists, but allows more general studio styles, which is controversial given Hayao Miyazaki's association. At present, Studio Ghibli has not publicly initiated legal action against OpenAI or others over this trend, but legal scholars believe there could be claims under trademark law or false endorsement if users imply Ghibli's involvement. Some commentators argue that when AI models are trained on copyrighted works without permission, that itself may be infringing if the output is new. The U.S. Appeals Court recently ruled that art created without human involvement cannot be copyrighted. If you plan to make or share Ghibli-style AI art, here are things to watch out for. Check the terms of service. Many AI art platforms retain certain rights over generated images to reuse, train future models, display, etc. You may not get full control over the image you generate. Avoid copying specific characters or scenes. If you try to recreate Totoro, No Face, or scenes from Spirited Away, that's more likely to cross the line into infringement or derivative work. Add original elements, transform heavily. The more your prompt or editing adds creative input, the harder it is to argue it's a straight copy. Consider blending styles or adding your twist. Credit sources state inspiration. Even if not legally required, being transparent, for example, Ghibli style inspired by Studio Ghibli, can reduce confusion. Use as non-commercial fan art or personal use. Commercializing such art, selling prints, merchandise raises higher legal risk. Stay tuned. As court rulings and landmark cases often take years to emerge, we may soon see a Ghibli studio or another large IP holder file suit to force clarity. AI companies are already facing lawsuits from authors and studios over training data usage. The Ghiblification trend is fun, magical, and visually compelling, but it's not just about aesthetics. It forces us to confront deep questions. Who owns style? When does homage become theft? How do we protect creators in an age of AI? Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell in the comments. Tell me, would you feel comfortable selling a Ghibli-style AI art print? Why or why not? I'll see you in the next video.